He was a high school athlete, track and football, a United States Marine, 4 years in the service of our nation. After 9/11, he again heard the call to serve, this time joining the U.S. Army. He is Kris Rodriguez, one of America's mighty warriors. On his second tour of duty in war-torn Iraq, Specialist A4 Rodriguez operated a machine gun mounted in the turret of an armored Humvee, the very first vehicle leading a supply convoy that stretched 8 miles across the desert.
I was in the turret, and being the first vehicle in the convoy, my driver asked me how the convoy looked, turned around to look at the convoy, and the IED blew up at my back. And they took off my flak vest, and there was a piece of shrapnel taken out of my back.
Kris Rodriguez has been at the mercy of blast damage you can't see. It's called traumatic brain injury, TBI for short. For Kris, it changed everything.
I was out of town on a work trip, and I got a call from him that he wasn't doing very well.
I woke up one day, and my right hand, my right foot were numb. Over the next 8 days, it ended up spreading on my arm and up my leg. They took me to the hospital in Temple. While I was there, paralyzed, I lost my vision at the same time. For a month after I was not able to move anything, I was able to move my left toe, my left big toe, an inch.
Once he could move that big toe, that Marine mission kicked in, and he wanted nothing more than to get out of there.
I was sneaking out of my hospital bed in the middle of the night, make sure that none of the nurses could see me, park my walker with brakes at the top of the stairs where I was at, and I latched onto the railing, and I just completed I just went down one flight of stairs, but I made myself get back up. And that first morning I only did one flight of stairs, and then by the time I left the hospital, I was doing the entire hospital.
The smile on his face when he rolled out of the hospital for the first time was just absolutely priceless to experience that type of freedom that he wasn't sure at one point if he was going to be confined to that bed forever.
Before my injury, I could really relate to people and build rapport quickly. And after my injury, it was even more difficult because I was in a different place.
I remember a period of time where he didn't talk for almost 2 weeks. I felt like I had lost him for a little bit. He wasn't shaving, he didn't leave the house. I couldn't get him to even communicate. And you would almost never know that by talking to him now, especially since he's gone through the treatment, because he's got a different lightness about him that he didn't have before. But there were definitely some really dark times.
When told about Kris, Debbie Lee and America's Mighty Warriors stepped in. Thanks to AMW, Kris underwent a leading-edge form of therapy, hyperbaric oxygen treatment. For an hour a day, over a period of 40 days, Kris was placed in an oxygen-rich, high-pressure environment, similar to the pressure felt by deep-sea divers 100 feet below the surface. For that reason, a treatment is called a dive, pioneered to treat veterans returning from war with blast-induced traumatic brain injuries. Hyperbaric oxygen treatments dramatically reduce brain swelling, stimulate the growth of new blood vessels, wake up idle brain tissue, and advance overall brain healing.
Our veterans have sacrificed so much for us. When they come back home, it's our responsibility to make sure they get the treatments to restore their health to them. And unfortunately, the VA is not providing a lot of these for our veterans who are struggling with post-traumatic stress, with traumatic brain injury. So America's Mighty Warriors has stepped in to do that for our troops. We're providing hyperbaric oxygen therapy treatments to help them heal, hormone therapy, vitamin therapy. We want to restore their health to them naturally.
WineShop at Home is so excited and honored and so very blessed to be a part of and to support an organization like America's Mighty Warriors. This organization that's led by Debbie Lee is doing some amazing things for our Gold Star families and for our returning veterans. These veterans are in need of critical care they're not able to get anywhere else. And for us to be able to be a part of these life-changing therapies is an amazing and wonderful thing for our organization.
Since finishing the dives, the difference in Kris has just been remarkable. He smiles more, he's less depressed, he's not frustrated as much. Life is just easier for him. We know that there's a lot of vets who need AMW and need their support for this treatment. Thank you so much, AMW. We're so grateful. Thank you for bringing our Kris back to us.
Enjoy our Glory wines, and a $2 donation will be made to America's Mighty Warriors for each bottle purchased. Donations can also be given in singles or multiples of $1, $5, or $20. Receive a special commemorative Raise Your Glass America's Mighty Warriors pin with your donation of $20 or more. Ask your wine consultant about donating today and visit bit.ly/raiseyourglassamw for more information.